sports fans, I'm back.
We're back.
Hey,
we got our captain back.
Real quick before it gets warm, I wanted to crack a cold one in honor of Bill Mattis.
There you go.
Cracked a cold one in honor of the big fella for helping me out the past couple of weeks. I tried to pay him to come back on again tonight, but he didn't want any parts of it.
He said 3 weeks in a row with me is too much.
I can see that. I can see that. Felix and Oscar, the odd couple.
Yeah.
Hey,
since he's not on, I'm Oscar.
Okay. All right. I'll call you Oscar then.
There you go.
The pandemic crew may not like that, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Wednesday night, August 10th. I've been away for a long while. That's probably the longest stretch that I've been gone anywhere. So it's good to be home. Welcome 2-1 and Lauren.
Hi there.
You guys get situated there?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that laptop.
All right. Well.
Oh, here we go.
Is he jumping in?
We got him. Oh,
yeah. It was the cold. It was the cold one that I cracked.
Maybe not. Oh.
But anyway,
here he is.
Good to be back. There he is. Hey,
just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
I cracked a cold one for you.
Oh, I got a couple myself.
That's why he's back.
Oh wait, do I have to use a colored cup so that you can't see the beer?
No, nope. We're all good. We're all behaving, right, Lauren?
Oh yeah.
So far.
Is that 21 shirt, Anthony? You want to come anything for us today? Oh, very nice. I like that.
All Pittsburgh through and through. They're getting ready to retire that number. I'm hearing.
Well, Carl, what did you think of the ballpark out there?
Oh, I love it. It's my second favorite ballpark.
It's really cool with the bridges in the background and all the stuff. In fact, you can walk across from your hotel if you stay downtown, and just there's all kinds of bars in that area that you can go to beforehand, and it's a very cool environment.
And they got a nice little dinner thing set up behind home plate that outdoes Citizens Bank, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Wouldn't you say, Lauren?
Yeah, it was really nice. Yep.
So John has prepared us very much similar to what I guess he did with you, Bill, with a couple of sheets of notes and.
Do you mean the notes I don't look at?
Yeah.
I know. I know. I didn't notice you haven't looked at your.
I like to be more spontaneous. I like to be more surprised. I like to be off the cuff, so to speak. And then when I looked at the fact that he had 3 pages, I was like, "Are you kidding me? I can't read 3 pages of notes."
Nor can you get it all in an hour.
Yeah, how about bullet points? That works.
Well, that's what they were. I had bullet points.
Or as Lauren likes to say, the Mattis minutes.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, we never really did a Mattis minute the whole time.
Well, Mattis didn't have it prepared. He didn't get off the cuff.
Well, like I said to John, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Ask myself questions? I mean, I know
you ask me.
I know all the answers when I ask myself questions.
Well, get ready for Dagwoods next week with Billy Barber. So
it's gonna be nice.
Let us know if you're going to join us, and we'll have a great night planned ahead. But it's Wednesday, August 10th, and before we hit the road, we got one more at home.
Oh yeah.
Kind of feel like the Phillies getting ready to go on the road.
Yeah. They got a little road trip here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with 7 games out of the next 12 against the Mets.
Lauren and Anthony look so bored at this point. They're sitting there and then just they're like, why didn't we just say that our camera wasn't working tonight?
Well, funny you mention that.
Can't hear you. Got to go.
That's good. I'll have to remember that for next time.
Yeah,
they tried, but it didn't work.
Thanks, Bill.
Well, all he'll do is call me.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. That's why I'm here. I'm just. I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to just blow anybody off. So I'm like, do you really need me tonight? I'm like, because you don't really need me. You got the whole gang or just Johnny? And he's like, I got the whole gang. I'm like, great. You don't need me. And then with like 16 seconds to go before 6:30, he goes, "Come on." All right. Well, when the big guy says, "Come on," I got to come on.
Absolutely.
There you go.
But I think things are breaking up a little. Do you see this? It's all breaking up.
I can help you out if you need to.
Go, guys, stay there. John can be helpful at times.
But yeah, it was all good. We had a good time.
We
It
did.
was very. I caught some of it. I didn't catch all of it, but the parts that we did catch, especially the first week, I guess, on the way back from Atlantic City. Yeah, it was good. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
good. It was good. But let's talk some. Well, I don't know.
Wait. First of all, I see Sean's name on there. How's he feeling?
Let's ask him. How you
Sean.
feeling, Big Sean? I know he's had a rough couple of days, so hopefully he's probably laying in bed. Got a couple. Stephanie probably hooked him up with a couple of cold ones, and
He's probably milking it now too at this point.
Let's hope so.
Here we go.
That's not good.
Is that a green emoji?
Yeah, that's not
Wait.
good.
Let me get my magnifying glass out. Yes, it's a green emoji. Does that mean like he's vomiting and stuff? They don't usually get that with.
Yeah.
We just came on. The show can't be that bad, Sean. Jeez. Holy cow.
I didn't even get to speak much.
All right, Phillies baseball. Let me hear you guys. Improved baseball team. I guess the biggest question I have is, does Thompson get a new contract? Does he get the interim tag lifted? Does he become the regular manager? Why don't we start with Lauren and Anthony?
Well, he's got to make the playoffs, I would imagine, and then
Okay.
he probably gets it. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely improved. I just don't know, if they make the playoffs. I mean, it would be obviously a great improvement for what they've been. I just don't know how deep they can go with what they have. I mean, it's great, but yeah, I just don't know how deep they are.
Okay, Lauren.
No, I don't think he gets the actual job. No, I think after this season they'll try and hire somebody else. I just don't see he's good. He seems like he knows what he's doing, and he seems like he's doing a good job. I just don't think he's got enough to be here long term.
Okay.
Enough
Bill?
what? Enough what to be here long term?
Like energy? I don't know.
Well, clearly, whatever he's doing is working, and compared to the guy before him, it's working a lot better. And had he not had that poor start to begin with, the playoffs would be out of the. I mean, they would be an easy thing to talk about. And I would say to talk on Anthony's point, if he makes the playoffs, I say it's an absolute a surety that he comes back next year and gets a contract, because when you get a player's manager like that and the guys rally around a guy, you'll see support coming through down the stretch, I think, from a lot of the players that will say, hey, we love this guy, we love playing for him, he makes it fun to come to the ballpark every day. That's a big deal. Now, if we don't see that, then maybe we think something might be up. But I would say right now, if I'm management, based on what they've done since Girardi, you got to bring him back. And if he makes the playoffs, then I say even more so. I think there's not a question. But again, it's about finding that chemistry. It's about finding the right guy. I don't know how many years you need to have in the business, but he's got plenty of years in the business. He just hasn't been the number one guy. And in the small sample of time that he has been the number one guy, he's done phenomenal. And they've rallied around him. And that's what really is what you judge a manager by.
Well, before we throw it to John, I guess my thing is, and I haven't seen him do anything that's been questionable. He hasn't done anything crazy. He's pretty consistent, with the clipboard. He's pretty consistent. He's probably very predictable with his lineups, and the players like him. So, John, what do you what's your mind telling you?
Well, I agree. I think he's first of all. I think we're making the playoffs. That's a lock, and it's a lock. We got with our
By,
schedule that we
by
have.
the way, folks, John has 2 Wawa iced teas in him, and those are power drinks for him.
It is.
So
I stepped up
for-
for my Sprite on the rocks. So
for a guy who just drinks Sprite and water, 2 Wawa iced teas is pretty powerful stuff. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
no, it's okay. But no, they're definitely a lock for the playoffs. The Brewers are falling apart real fast, and it's just a matter if they get that second or third wild card spot. The Brewers are falling as well, but they do have a pretty stacked lineup once they get going. As far as Thompson, though, I think he would already have the intern caption or name taken away from him, but they kind of have the Rooney Rule as well in the NBA or baseball as they do in the NFL, that they have to hire or do other interviews before they could actually do that. So I think that's the big reason why he's not already named the head coach.
Does that rule apply even if you promote from within?
Yes.
No, not with a guy who's already the manager. I don't think it'd be different.
Ricky Pitalico said that today. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
It's their rule that they have to do interviews before anything. So
Who believes Ricky Pitalico? They stole our name, the best damn show.
Exactly. I know.
You know, so.
But yeah, that's the reason why he's not there yet. And like everybody's been saying, the team's rallying around him. They're playing well. He's not doing anything to make the team hurt by making some bad calls or not. So,
And he hasn't had Bryce Harper at all.
right. And actually, 36 games without Bryce Harper, and this is the best 36 game stretch with or without Harper in the past since Harper's been here.
And supposedly the stretch coming up is the easiest in the league, and the schedule's so great. And
Well, the schedule is, but it's the easiest remaining schedule. But there's still, like I said, 7 of the next 12 games are against the Mets, so that's going to be tough coming up for the next 2 weeks. But we're 3-9 against the Mets this year. Just put that to rest. Just go out there and win 4 out of 7 this week coming up. These next 2 weeks, and that way us as fans and them as a team knows, hey, we can beat the Mets in a playoff series.
All right, speaking of the stinking Mets, you brought it up. Keith Hernandez. Is everybody up to speed on Keith Hernandez?
Bum.
I read the article. I thought, he was just saying that we were a bad defensive team, right?
I think
Well, he took it a little further.
Yeah.
Wasn't he just trying to be
I thought he
funny?
was just trying to be funny because he doesn't want to go on the road.
No, it was sarcasm. I thought. I took it as sarcasm. And
He doesn't want to go on the road because it's probably a pain in the butt and he's old. So,
Yeah, but he didn't say that about any other team. He said it about the Phillies.
well, yeah, but he doesn't like them. So that's it.
I thought it was him trying to be sarcastic and funny and poke some fun at the Phillies, and then he said, "But I have been critical about their defense, and their defense is awful." So, and we know that. We admit that. And you got some statues out there in the outfield now, and they've improved it quite a bit ever since Thompson came on. But they've been playing a lot better defense. Like Baum at third base has been much better, and shoring up the infield and having Segura back is going to really help. So,
Yeah, I like it. The Rogaine's melting his brain, so that sounds about right.
Well, I just thought it was rather funny that, during a broadcast, they're talking about the Phillies. They're not even playing the Phillies at the time, and the subject comes up, and so we must be. Are we starting to gain that much ground? And Phillies.
They're worrying about it.
Exactly right.
Yep, they're worrying about it.
They know the best damn team is right behind them.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Well,
they're the second best team since June 1st, record wise. So.
Well, Keith was a long time Met, and the relationship between the Phillies and the Mets was never good, and so you carry that over regardless of whether you're still a player or not.
He
So I'm
sucks
sure-
when he was with the Mets, and he sucked on Seinfeld as well. Screw him.
Oh, you don't watch TV.
Oh, I do watch TV.
Oh, just
I watch-
Seinfeld.
Yep, we do. Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, first off, they can't. Yeah, they gotta make the play. If they don't make the playoff, could you imagine if they named him the manager and they somehow, lose all these games? You can't name him the manager yet. You got to win these games that you're supposed to win, and then worry about it.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not going to hear anything manager-wise until at the end of the season, because of they got to do all those other interviews first. So they won't have that happen. Prior to the season being.
All right, so let's turn the page and let's talk JT Realmuto and Nick Castellanos,
Yep.
two of the hottest players.
Oh my goodness.
Dad,
What
can you
happened?
get Mom's phone?
What happened? So back to the
This
manager.
Sue's view just kicked in.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that was a
Yeah.
little too long to read us.
Carl just saw it. Wait,
It'll take us half an hour to read
gotta
it.
get the magnifying glass out. So back to this manager subject.
Anytime you bring up the manager,
Yeah, I mean, JT and Nick's been, picking it up right now. So I mean, that's hot. That's huge.
Well,
Having those two big bats in the lineup.
Can you
we
summarize?
knew.
can I get a summary of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reader's Digest version.
Notes.
Yeah. She worked for managers she didn't like, but you perform better, or you'd be gone, no paycheck. But these players aren't in the real world.
What is the
A legend manager gets fired because the players don't like him. I'm ready for all the comments to tell me I'm wrong or shut up. Okay. Jack
She's
says
got a-
she nailed it.
She's got a fan club, so it was generated a few months back, and she can have her input. They love her. They love her. They love her comments. It's kind of like she's the interim. This fan's view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this Sue's view. Where's the we got one half of the management team. Where's the other half?
Well, the other half's down there in the
The other
bottom
half's
left.
right there.
Yeah, but the other half,
And the other third.
the other half, Sean.
He must have had to go get a beer. Or
Hey,
or medication, one or the other.
one or the other, right?
Well,
But,
there is
no,
medication.
I mean you got players that are now. I don't know. Was this going to happen under Joe?
I think
Who really knows? We don't know. You know what I mean?
But
mean-
we had 2 years of it, and it didn't happen under Joe. Okay, and
You're 100% right.
But this is a brand new team, though. You can't go.
well-
you can't go 2
well,
years.
it didn't work out too well at the beginning of the season. I mean, I listen. Joe probably didn't do anything wrong, and you want to blame the players, you can blame the players. I have no
I'm not
problem
blaming
with
the
that.
players either.
But you get a different voice in the clubhouse. You get a different attitude. People like to come to the ballpark. I have a feeling they didn't want to come to the ballpark every day. They were just kind of like, oh, God, here we go. He's going to start screaming at us again. And maybe that's what it was. Who knows? Now there's a different voice. And, I don't want to disagree with Mrs. Henderson at all. But still, it seems to have worked out so far.
Maybe it was just the third hardest schedule before June and the easiest schedule after that, and just so coincidentally, worked out at the time when they fired him. And
Right, and Girardi will get a job
first-
somewhere
your
else,
first
and maybe
four
he'll win a
playoff.
World Series. Maybe he'll win a World Series somewhere else with somebody.
I hear he's going to be one of the new vendors at Baseball Town.
oh, there you go.
That's what I'm hearing.
He's going to be the new hot dog vendor.
I don't know about hot dogs, but he's gonna be a vendor of some sort.
And this is Joe Girardi?
Yes.
Wow.
really fallen?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like I said. He does he
He's
have
still
some?
getting paid. He's still getting paid by the Phillies. So what the heck?
Does he have warts? Yeah, he probably does. He probably was a little too stiff in the locker room, but I don't think that. I think it was inevitable that things were going to change around to this extent. Maybe not, but I we were saying that once they got past the Brewers series, the schedule lightened up, and they'll go on a run. We said it on the show.
There he is. There
Yeah.
he is. There he is.
Hot.
He got his beer. He's good.
Get
Good.
to the All-Star break by about 8 games over 500, which they were 6 games, I think it was. So, we talked about that beforehand. It was just a matter of time once the guys started hitting. the schedule got easier. I mean, you were playing the Dodgers, the Brewers while they were hot. The Card, they had everybody going. They played 12 of the games against the Mets. They were playing all the hot teams at the time, and so your record wasn't going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, John, and I've argued point after point with you. They were playing horrible.
No, they were.
They looked lethargic. They played horrible defense. They got behind 5-0, and like Bill said, you had 2 years of Joe Girardi.
No, that's true.
He gave a great interview. He looked good. He always had his hair cut. But I honestly believe it was time for a change.
No,
and that's exactly
what it probably was. I mean, there was something stale, but like I said, I think things would have changed a little bit if in the positive. It may not have been to this extent, but it was.
And by the way, I'm not so sure that at the moment I thought that Thompson was the guy. But given what's happened since then, I guess he's the guy. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of chatter when he first was named interim manager that nothing was going to change because he was basically just an extension of Joe, and that it wasn't much of a change at all, and that we were still going to be in the same position we were in. So I guess that was the case.
Yeah, and since then, though, a lot of people have said his personality actually is very different than Joe. It's just that the strategies are very similar. And
exactly.
Again, all I can do is point to history and what's happened since Joe. After Joe. And I don't know how you can argue with, what the results have been. And yeah, if they go on a 36-game losing streak here and finish out the season awful,
bite your tongue.
I'm just saying that if they did, then certainly we'd be looking elsewhere. But the way the guys are playing, the ways that there seems to be a spark again. There seems to be an excitement in the dugout. Somebody hits a home run, everybody's on the rail, and everybody's meeting them at the steps. And that was the way it was in 2008. I'm not trying to say that this is the same team as 2008. But I'm starting to see that whole thing, and it's all without Harper. So, I don't know how you can say you would want somebody different running the ship based on what has happened in the last few months. That's all.
Let's just look at it. It was the Pirates and the Nationals. Bad teams.
That's the last 2 weeks, but before that,
we're beating them up. We're beating them up, and that's what you got to do. But
right, but that other team wasn't winning against games like that. They were losing to the Marlins. They were losing to the crappy teams.
You're right. But let's not get Joe deserves some of the credit, but he also has some of the blame as well. As far
is this a four beer night or what? That's the second one you've cracked. It's not even a half hour in.
Well, it could be since he's with me.
Are we judging? I didn't realize we were counting and judging.
No, I just get excited when I hear the crack of a can. That's all.
Well, somebody better text my wife because I'm out. So,
hey, well, we got a lot of comments. People are checking in from Arizona, and I see who was our other guy? Does Vegas still have his same name, or what's he going under this week?
He's Scott Shugi.
Vegas Shuggy. We got guys all over. We got Joe Stinger in Florida. We're covering
got the United States covered.
We're covering everything. So good to have everybody. Good to hear from you. If you got any questions or
how's Sue doing? How is Sue doing?
Sue, how are you doing?
I need a Sue update. I need a Sue health update.
She's doing okay right now.
Okay.
So she don't like the crack of all these beer cans. I can tell you that. So
you got to keep it quiet when you do them.
Yeah, she's doing okay. Good. She's doing okay. Yeah, we'll grind it out just like the Phillies.
Exactly.
So, got to grind it out. Or you'll get fired. Or I'll get fired.
Yep.
Sometimes you need a different voice.
Sometimes you need a change.
That puts Lauren in charge, though, so watch out.
Yikes.
All right, John, what else you got on this if you're going to send out footnotes, you need to improve on the handwriting. So.
Handwriting, all right. Well, I was going to type it, I just didn't have enough time.
You need to work on this.
How about
What was the Jim Gardner reference? That was all about Keith Hernandez, right?
Well, yeah, Jim Gardner responded back to him and said, "Get serious. You're getting paid by them, right? Go and do your job." And the Phillies have been playing well.
Now, there's a true professional right there, folks.
Exactly. Get out there and you do your job.
Yep.
How about the job our boy's been doing, Derek Hall, trying to fill in the shoes of Bryce Harper.
Hold on a second.
Hold on.
Come
We
here.
got
Come on.
Dollar Frank.
Wait, where are you going? Come on, say hi. Wave to everybody. Look, they all want to say hi.
Welcome.
When we get the
Welcome.
dogs in
Well, I
here,
don't know if they want to say
everybody.
hi. They just want beer.
Oh, this is the most excitement this show has seen in a long time. Look at my boys. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look at the boys. Hi. Hey, buddy. What's up? Yes. Look at this. This is great. Okay. This is a Mattis Minute.
There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Thank you.
I knew you'd give us one.
Let's
You
hope
might be
she
right,
comes back
Johnny.
in
We
10
might need 2 hours tonight.
Let's hope she comes back in 10 minutes.
What are their names?
Thunder and Storm.
Thunder and well, we had plenty of that the past couple nights.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, Thunder and Storm, and they're both, I guess they're brothers from the same litter, and they're going to be, coming up on 3 years old. They're 2.5 years old right now.
All right.
Well, there you go. Wasn't that fun? Did I interrupt
It was.
something, by the way?
Do we need a Harper update, John? And I don't mean Bryce.
She's doing good. We got to get this allergy thing under control, but she's doing good.
All right.
Is that what it ended up being, John?
That's what we're thinking. The vet's coming again tomorrow because it's getting a little bit worse after we've given her the bath. So we're still not sure exactly what it is.
Gotcha.
John, you got to be the only guy I know that has a vet make house calls.
I was gonna say, I don't know many of those that still do that.
Yeah,
John is heavily connected.
She's awesome.
That's what happens when you got to be a baller to do that. You got fat cash over there.
That's definitely it. Definitely.
All that money Carl pays him.
I just don't understand. I mean, I've been around longer than John. I don't get paid.
Who's
Here we
getting
go.
paid?
Here
Who's
we
getting
go. We
You get
didn't
paid
even
in
make
so
a
many
half
other
hour.
ways.
Everybody's
So
complaining.
many other ways you get paid.
Oh,
getting
that's
paid?
right, Bill. I forgot.
All right. Hey, on the lines of baseball, I want to give a shout out to the Little League team, especially the kid who got hit in the head.
Yep.
I believe his name is Isaiah Jarvis,
Yeah.
if I have that down correctly. The pitcher
That was a cool moment.
You know what? I got goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
I got goosebumps when he came over after the inning and grabbed the pitcher. And his name, I believe, is Caden Shelton.
Yep.
If I have that correct. Have you guys seen any replays on that? Because that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, that was sweet. Gave you the chills, like you said.
Yeah.
That's what Little League Baseball is all about.
Yeah. So, Little League moment. Shout out for Sean. Sean gets another shout out because his Wilmington team is playing for a shot at Williamsport. So
Yep, they're in the finals.
best of luck to Shawnee and his team. Very
Is Shawnee
cool.
coaching yet?
What's that?
Is Shawnee coaching?
I don't believe so. I just think he just cheers them on.
Okay.
Anytime he gets a chance to crack cold ones, he's right there. So,
Wait. At the Little League game?
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
You
That's
sit
what
back and-
those.
sit back
That's what
and-
those big tall tumblers are for.
Ah.
Fill them up. Fill them up.
Yep.
All right. So I don't know where we at. Next week we are at Dagwood's Pub with special guest Bill Barber. Back on the road. We're super excited to be back on the road, back-to-back weeks. Sue has put out another bulletin.
Well, I don't drink Bud Light.
Bill,
But-
did you see the truck that was in an accident and spilled Bud Light cans all over the road? I don't know where it was. I hope that doesn't bring a shortage for you.
Well, I don't drink Bud Light. However,
Well,
I
that's
have been
good.
known. I have been known to
Straight
follow those big Budweiser trucks though from stop to stop, just hoping maybe something would fall off. Yeah. I could only be so lucky.
She's not sure about the commodity. It may not be Bud Light, but
Oh.
we appreciate her input. She comes all the way from Glen Mills, PA. So
Hey, if I heard the Turnpike had about 1,000 cans of Budweiser on it, I would go looking. I would. I'd pay the $5 toll to go see if I could pick up about 30 cans.
Well, there you go.
and there's our biggest fan. Another moment of this Sue's view.
Another kiss ass.
Ow.
That,
Told you two caffeine iced teas. I'm on fire.
that can't
Why
possibly score points with Mrs. Henderson.
I just don't understand why we've never fed John iced teas before.
Yeah, it's all
He must have had one. He must have had a couple iced teas last week or the week before because it was bringing out the best of them. When I say that, I mean,
that time I was ready for. I was ready for the fight. I was ready to go.
He had boxing gloves. He had boxing gloves up.
I didn't need the iced teas for that one.
It is a family show, Joe Stinger. We're just happy to be back together as one big happy family.
Exactly.
And you guys are all part of it, and we certainly appreciate it. And we have any questions? Or I see Ryan Hannigan is in Arizona. What's going on in Arizona, big man?
Gail is working there.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have a question. Did Lauren buy one of those Carson Wentz Redskins jerseys? Commander jerseys? Did you bring one? I thought maybe since I saw so many pictures with the jersey, you might want to grab one for yourself.
You know, I thought about it, but
It could be a highlight. Could you imagine you walking in to the stadium here in Philly wearing one of those? That would be awesome.
You got to have a rough team if someone's buying that jersey. I mean, that's horrible. Just buy the T-shirt. Don't buy the jersey. That's a waste.
Do we even know if he's the starter at this point? I mean, is he the starter?
I don't know if any of you guys saw the article, Dad. I tagged you in it, but apparently he is having a pretty rough preseason.
He is.
Well, they've got like 4 quarterbacks, all of which have credentials, except for the fourth one's like a double-A guy from college that is like a Heisman winner at the second area. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different guys that can play quarterback at that team.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely lost it. I think the concussions and stuff has messed with his brain that he's lost it. I mean, it was.
But they still have to be paying that contract.
Oh no, they are. Right? They are. I mean, Lauren. I think Lauren had posted the one, or Shawnee. Somebody sent us the one comment that the Sweat brother from Washington that they had was chasing him for a sack as he was running towards the out of bounds, and he's yelling at him, throw it before he gets out of bounds, and he steps out of bounds. Takes the loss instead of throwing it away. So he's definitely not with it right at the moment. So I mean, it's a shame to see, since he did help us here in Philadelphia for that one magical year, but
he had one good game.
Well, yeah, it was.
Hey, so we'll back it up a little bit because we were at the game, right? It's pouring down rain. Everybody's looking to get under cover because the lightning's coming, the rain's coming, and we just conveniently get pushed into a corner with 2 Carson Wentz / Redskins fans. Priceless. Absolutely priceless. And Lauren and I kind of simultaneously looked at each other and just pointed, and we just busted out laughing.
Is that a souvenir shop? Like a souvenir?
Oh,
It looked like there was racks in the back. It looks like there was.
Well, that was another photo op a couple of days later. This was live. 2, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. They were both sporting number 11, and Lauren just, and I mean on key, just nailed it. Like, are you serious? But it was that was probably the highlight of that rain impacted night because we got soaked.
Can anybody text my wife and tell her to bring? I gotta get rid of these empties.
At least you had your poncho though.
Yeah, but I eventually lost it.
Oh, I heard about that.
Lose it.
I lost. How did you lose your poncho?
I asked you where you lost it, but if you knew where you lost it, you would know where it was.
I had taken it and put it in my pocket, and I guess
Somebody
I don't know,
pickpocketed you.
yeah, probably.
They needed it.
But we can talk about the trip a little bit if you'd like.
Absolutely.
I know a couple people have asked. Lauren, why don't why don't you take this one?
I think you should cue in the highlights on this one. This was
Well-
definitely your
Well,
trip.
let
I
me
was just
step
along
in.
for
Let
the
me step in.
ride.
So you go out from Philadelphia and you make your first stop in Pittsburgh, and it's the Pirates game. So you spend a night in Pittsburgh, yes?
Cheers.
Had a great night with the Pirates. You spent, what, extra innings, walk-off home run type of thing?
We were there.
No extra innings, but walk off home run at the bottom of the night. Yep.
Don't worry, Fran. I'll be getting to that.
Oh,
Oh, boy. Yeah, I wasn't going to go there, but okay.
Oh, I was. Don't worry about it. I was going.
You know,
there.
Johnny, you can give me the heads up that she's even on there because I didn't even know. So, okay.
Well, she just
Anyway.
popped on, but before you jumped in there, I was about to ask that question, but you finish up with yours.
Well, I'll get back to that later. So then the next morning, you guys got up and started driving to Canton.
Yes,
And
sir.
you got to Canton. That would have been what, Friday or Thursday?
Oh,
Thursday.
Right.
yeah, we were
Thursday.
there by Thursday noontime.
Okay. So first
Yep.
event. So did you go check in first and then go to the first event, or?
No, check-in wasn't until 3:00, but we were able to, leave the truck in the parking lot and jump on transportation, which proceeded to get us lost for 45 minutes and make us extremely late for that event. But it turned out all good.
Well,
All
no,
good.
Thursday.
Not for the
Thursday
bus
there were
driver.
signings. There were signings and stuff on Thursday.
Yeah, the five Hall of Fame guys were there, lined up, and we basically walked in. There was very small line at that point, and got to meet everybody.
Cool.
Took photos, got a helmet autographed.
So you buy like a group ticket and you get one of each or something like that.
Yes, yeah,
Nice.
we had the diamond package, which I guess was pretty high up on the list. Is that correct, Lauren?
Yeah, there's a diamond, there's gold, and there's platinum. So you can purchase these packages. It's through a third-party company that you buy this experience through, but it allows you to different exclusive events.
Did you do any events at the hall? Because a lot of times the guys used to sign at the hall, and you go through, table by table and that kind of stuff. Was there anything like that at all?
Yeah, the first signing that we went to, the one of the class of 2022, it was technically inside the hall, but they used sort of an auxiliary area. It's like the Nash Family Conference Center sort of thing.
The annex, yeah, something like that.
The only event that we had physically in the hall was breakfast that we had Sunday morning.
Mhm.
And that was called Breakfast with the Busts. But
Oh.
I would probably pass on that one the next time around. It started at 7 a.m., which was the day after coach's induction party, and nothing really happened. And you didn't even have breakfast with the bus. You sort of had breakfast in the room next to them. So that would be one I think I would skip for.
Were you able to go through the museum?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh.
you could go through it. But there wasn't anything because I don't think it opens to the public until 9. So there really wasn't much going on. Some of the lights weren't on. It wasn't my favorite thing.
Okay. All right. So Friday night was the coat ceremony, the jacket ceremony.
Yeah, the gold jacket. Yep, the gold jacket ceremony. That was at the Civic Center. That was gigantic. There was probably 2,500 people there.
Okay.
But that was pretty cool. We sat in an auxiliary room for that because the floor can only hold so many tables. And obviously that's for fancier folks than us. So we sat in an auxiliary room. But I would say maybe my favorite thing about the trip was just all the different people that we met along the way. We just met
The lady you got into an argument with from Cape Cod.
Yeah, well, that was on Sunday. Other than her, it was just really nice to sort of meet different people, and they were all very nice. And it was just a culmination of all these football fans together in one area for a few days.
Hold on a sec. I just got a text from a guy named Gil. He says to say what's up. I don't know what that means. Anyway,
You are hitting on all of the good things. Rudolph, Gil.
I didn't do the Rudolph. I was going to get there, but I didn't do it. All right. So Saturday, did you go to the parade?
No parade.
You didn't do the parade?
We did not do the parade.
No, 9 a.m. We had a VIP, basically enshrinement kickoff party. And that was at 9.
Oh, wow.
Which turned out to be a really good one because that's where we got to see Harold Carmichael.
Harold Carmichael, Fred Bolitnikoff, and Emmett Thomas. They were the three guys that we did a meet and greet with. That was pretty. That was no, not Emmett Smith. Emmett Thomas.
Wasn't Emmett Thomas a coach on Vermeil's staff at one time?
At one time, he was. Yes. Yeah. And he had a few other coaching gigs.
Since we're bringing up all the hot topics, my dad also met Chris Carter, so that was cool. Got a photo with him.
Are we sure that's Chris Carter?
Nope.
And you forgot the Andrew McCutcheon when he was in Pittsburgh with the Brewers.
What does that mean?
That wasn't Andrew McCutcheon.
You gotta do this. That means keep moving. Keep moving.
We hustled down to our spot, and
he knocked over 4 little kids to get to Andrew McCutcheon, and it wasn't him.
Who was it?
Jonathan Davis. So looked nothing like him. But
Okay. Moving right along, we're going to talk about the Pirates now.
That was fun.
Yeah. You know, but,
All right, so on the ride, was it the ride home that you saw Rudolph, or was it on the way?
No, it was the ride there. It was the ride on Wednesday to Pittsburgh.
The best part of the story is that. Can I tell?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So we're sitting there at Chickies after the long ball hall signing. So Lauren's telling the story, and she's like, "So, well, actually, you got to tell the first part of the story, and then I'll tell what your mom said. Tell you do it."
So we're driving, and I'm a pretty fast driver. And there was a CVS truck that kind of kept going back and forth in between lanes. And what I think might have happened was it may have ran over an already dead deer.
We're going with that. Okay,
we are going with that.
I saw a twitch.
So the car behind the CVS truck runs it over. Fast forward to me driving too fast and too close to the car in front of me. I then proceed to run it over. But this was a really, really big deer. Right. My dad had his head down, looking at his phone, has no idea what's happening until he feels multiple thuds of the truck going over it. The truck.
It's a big truck. It's a big truck, right?
I mean, it was a big deer.
It was
a good thing you guys weren't in like a Honda Civic.
Yeah, it wouldn't have fared well whatsoever. No. But the truck took it like a champ. We didn't even pull over. We just kind of kept going. He goes, "Should we stop and look at it?" And I'm like, "No, I think we're good." So we just kept going. And the best part was we pulled into the hotel for Pittsburgh. We both get out. We take a look at the front. And there's just this one little tiny deer hair stuck to the headlight.
But my favorite part of the story is that I guess Carl must have texted Sue or told Sue about what happened. So then she texts you and says, "Hey, I heard you met Rudolph."
She texts me and she goes, "I hear Rudolph's dead." I'm like, "Who's Rudolph?" And she goes, "Santa's reindeer." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, Mom. I know that Rudolph is Santa's reindeer, but what are you talking about?" And you have to also understand, I get text messages like this all the time where I don't know half of what she's trying to tell me. So this isn't out of the ordinary whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So I call her and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Rudolph, the one you ran over on Wednesday." Oh. But see, the whole trip, she wasn't allowed to know. She wasn't allowed to know we ran over a deer. She wasn't allowed to know we came anywhere close to injuring ourselves. So it wasn't until we were back that
Monday morning, I told her.
Information was finally disclosed.
He drives too fast.
Just when you think you have that bond going with your dad, you know, and he dimes you out like that.
No, I didn't die. No. We were just kind of like going over some things.
But there is one of us.
Kind of like you guys going over Rudolph.
Right.
Now,
Right.
wait, the story gets better.
There is
Oh.
one of us who got pulled over on Sunday for speeding and not driving well, and it wasn't me.
It wasn't
So-
you, Lauren? Lauren, that wasn't you?
It
That would
wasn't
mean
me.
it was Carl.
So he can cross his fingers and hope for the best all he wants and do
I
all
gotta
that
come
fun
to
stuff,
Carl's
but-
defense. I gotta come to Carl's defense.
Oh, John.
He was caught in the middle of that Comcast commercial where he's in hyper speed, and his equilibrium wasn't working properly. So he was swerving a little bit, and that's why he got pulled over. It wasn't anything otherwise. His feet weren't grounded just yet from that whole ride.
I'm
He just got back in the car after.
I'm convinced the cop just wanted to meet carlscards.com. That was pretty much it.
Probably was.
And how are the Birds going to do this season? That was the combination of the conversation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, great trip. Lots of alcoholic beverages. Probably
Coach's wine is still the absolute best.
Yeah, the coaches' party Saturday, was it Saturday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Coaches' party Saturday night was pretty cool. I mean, the who's who of 3 championship teams between the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Eagles. Just a phenomenal event. Mixed in with, the Sal Palantonios, the Howard Eskins, the Ray Didingers. Coach is he's friends with everybody. He's just not a football coach. His family is huge with his children and his grandchildren. And I just kudos to him. I mean, he just threw a hell of a party. Just a phenomenal party, open bar. The food was outrageous. I mean, so much food. But that was, and I mean, that wasn't something we had planned for until we got a text from him inviting us. So that made the trip even more special.
Oh yeah.
So, but
and by the way, you'll be able to talk more about it on August 20th here at Carl's Cards.
that is correct.
Great segue.
Like that.
Push right into it.
Yeah.
Pushed right into it.
You might as well talk about the two events with the show.
Oh, yeah, that weekend's gonna be crazy.
That's going to be, as Lauren says, that may be the biggest weekend in CCC history. I don't know that we've had 2 big names back to back like that ever. So you got Coach Vermeil on Saturday from 1 to 3, and Zach Wheeler on Sunday. So what's that start? 7:30 to 9, I believe.
Yes.
On Sunday. And probably the most craziest question I've been asked is why Sunday at 7:30. So
It's a small thing about a game that day, probably.
Right. Because he plays baseball for a living and has very limited days off.
Exactly.
So
Not that hard.
Who's asking that?
Same reason Derek Hall was there at 6:00 on a Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Has Zach ever done anything like this before?
Not in Philly.
Well, did he? I don't even think he's done anything anywhere, has he?
Well, we'll talk to him about the stinking Mets and find out what he has to say about them.
We'll wait till the end of the signing for that.
Oh yeah, most. Yeah.
I think that was the craziest phone call we had. Somebody asked about it if we were getting Mets jerseys. Who the hell's getting Mets jerseys?
Is it the same guy who's been commenting on Facebook?
It could have been. It could have been. Yeah.
John, you had a similar experience down in spring training?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I just saw that from my dad. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's the other John O'Brien.
The other John.
I thought there might be an imposter.
I was like, wait.
Did you think our John O'Brien was commenting on the show while he's on the show?
I was like, wait, the page has been hacked.
Would you put
the show's been invaded?
Past John O'Brien? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. I'm not sure what spring training. I don't know what he's talking about.
Did you run over a deer in spring training?
I haven't ran over a deer. No, I haven't done that.
What an alligator.
Maybe an alligator.
I had a deer.
Maybe it was an alligator.
Oh no! Yeah, he's talking about the speeding ticket. Yeah, I got busted. Damn cops down there. I swear, I think the cops down there in Florida have the rental vans or rental cars that you get, they have like a hey, stop me sign. Because I mean, I drove by. I mean, this one sports car drove past me speeding, and I'm in a minivan with the family, and we get a speeding ticket. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you couldn't catch up to the hot rod car that went speeding past me. But unfortunately, I didn't get out of it though. I had to pay it. That wasn't good, but things happen.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to throw it over to Anthony before he falls asleep on us because he's bored out of his mind.
He is.
He's bored out of his freaking mind.
I was going to say you got about 12 minutes for the other teams. We should be able to fit that in with 6 minutes to go.
Now I want to talk baseball town. Reading Fightins are having a great year. They're 3 games out of first place.
He wouldn't know that.
No, we are. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's
We're
going
3 games.
basically what it's going to do is prolong the season and make life even more miserable. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you
come
were.
on.
That was spot on.
I'm not a huge fan of the. It's great that you have a first half and second half, but if you win the second half, you only get a Tuesday game home. That doesn't really move the needle as far as getting people there and selling tickets. So if they just miss it, I won't be that upset.
But you guys have been having some unbelievable crowds. Baseball town's been packed. It's been a great summer. Little or no rainouts, which is delightful.
Rare.
Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they usually have a bunch by this point. The last couple of years, we only had 1 this year, maybe 2. But every single game has been higher than expected. Whether it's 100 people or a couple thousand people, everyone's been higher than it's been before. It was nice to get a good year without much rain. Now it looks like we're going to get a bunch next week, perhaps, but in general, it was pretty good. We're loaded up here for August. We have 12 games coming up over the next 13 days. Once we get to Tuesday next week, and then a week off, and then the last week, first week of September. So it's been good. It's been busy. And then as soon as the season ends, I think a couple days after the season ends, we'll start the renovation project out there. So it's been good.
So Carl's Cards will be out there August 26th for our last night of the year, sponsorship night. And I'd like to invite the Mattis family to come out with Lizzie and Emma to throw out a first pitch. How about that?
Lizzie and Emma will be signing autographs that night.
Absolutely. I can make that happen.
All right, we got to talk to their mom, but we'll see what we can do. What
Well,
night
you can bring her. You can bring. It's a Friday night.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you can bring her mom if you want.
The last time I was in Reading, I don't remember a whole lot. So that was your birthday, I think.
Reading has a tendency to do that to you.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot.
Oh, well.
We could use a little spike in attendance if they get. We thought we might get Bryce Harper the second homestand we're home, but now that looks less and less possible. I mean, that would be a miracle at this point.
Yeah.
Well, if he was able to, throw a ball a little bit, we might be able to have him at the stadium. But I don't know if they're going to send him. They might send him to just Lehigh Valley at this point, but we'll see.
If he's not playing the field, I don't know that he does anything, any rehab things. He's just going to, face live pitching at home or for guys throwing bullpen sessions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be great for him to go out there, but could you imagine the crowds?
I don't even need him to play. I just need him to walk around a little bit. I don't care what he does.
Right.
Or we just announce that he's coming and he's not. One or the other. I mean,
right.
Whatever it takes.
He was supposed to be here.
While we're talking about speeding and beers and going fast, pints for pups. What do you got going on, Lauren?
Well, this weekend is a rare weekend that we don't have anything happening, but then we've got a few weekends in a row. We're finishing up our mini pint series. The last one is going to be on October 1st, but we've got 3 in between now and then. So they range from some in Reading, some in Lancaster. But if you want to head to humanepa.org, you can see that final list of mini pints events that we've got coming up. But our big thing right now is we're gearing up for our art auction, which will be back on November 5th.
I think we need to introduce Bill and Fran to the art auction this year.
Okay.
I think that would be a special event to get the Mattises there.
Is
All
there
right.
is there beer there?
There
Yep.
is beer. There is plenty of beer there.
All right, we're in.
There's beer. Yep. There's beer. There's wine. There's lots of food. And it's going to be a really, really interesting time this year. The theme is Dark Carnival. So we're having some fun with that. Definitely a weird theme this year. We're moving locations. We're taking it to the Reading Fairgrounds, which is where they have the fair at. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to tent a lot of stuff and just make it a really weird carnival. Think of like The Greatest Showman, if you've ever seen that movie, Moulin Rouge, if you've ever seen that movie. That's kind of the route we're going. So it's going to be a fun one this year.
Nice.
The only artwork we have is from our granddaughters, and it's usually in crayon.
That's
but
okay. That's
we
all
like
right.
it.
Where it all gets started.
Exactly.
Yep.
Where it all gets started. Hey, John, real quick, because I don't want to get hollered at tomorrow. A couple of minutes. Eagles training camp, birds, injuries. What do you got?
Injuries are starting to pile up a little bit, more so concussions, which is kind of strange to hear when you're not tackling and you're just not even tackling it or hitting it all. So it's Jordan Mailata and Andre Dillard both are back today after concussions, which is good to see. And Boston Scott still has his concussion that he's dealing with, and Kenneth Gainwell has a hip injury. And then, of course, the big one is Jason Kelsey having his elbow surgery, which they are hoping he's going to be back for September 11th against the Lions to start the season. So hopefully that's is true that we can get him back, because he's a big part of our season here. With that offensive line, making all the calls and lines. So Shawnee, we may be able to get to 15 if Jalen Hurts can throw the ball. So we had a lot of.
I heard he can throw with both hands.
He can, and that's the problem. But he's having success though throwing deep passes so far right at the moment, which is good to see.
It's only practice.
It is only practice, but our safeties are having problems. They're saying so. I don't know if that's because of Hurts, exploiting them, or if it's just that they're that bad. We're both.
So I have a quick story for you. So Jamie, my college roommate and best man, no, not best man. He was in my wedding. But anyway, he texts me, Sean's going to the game on Friday. Are you going? And I go, what game? And he goes, Eagles versus Jets. And I go, hell no, I'm not going to that game. And he goes, I said to him, and why on earth would Sean want to go to that game? He's a Dallas fan. So he said, well, his best friend is an Eagles fan, and that guy's father is a Jets fan, so they thought it would be kind of cool. I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's cool. But no, I'm not going to the game Friday night. So it's this Friday night, right? It's their first preseason game.
First exhibition game.
Are they saying, like, first team plays the first quarter or what?
No, first series or two. So
okay.
It could be the first quarter, depending on how long it goes. But they're supposed to play the first series or two.
So are Gainwell and Scott out for that?
They most likely will be out, So we'll see.
This is where Miles Sanders gets hurt again, right?
Well, I'm sure he'll be out too. They just signed another running back today.
I saw that.
So as depth for training camp. So we'll see what happens. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Jordan Davis has been impressing out there, so that's nice to see him. Doing his things, continuing from college into the pros here, and of course, there's that video out there that's going viral with him abusing Cam Johnson there, and which actually was true. It almost looked fake that the way he was doing it, but it was nice to see Jordan Davis made a comment that he's a little upset that it's gone viral like that, because Cam Johnson's gotten the good of him as well on multiple times as well. So it's not he didn't like that it was portrayed.
Well, Cam is half his size,
right?
So it's not really legit. So
no, exactly.
that they might have just been putting that on just for shits and giggles.
It was pretty impressive the way Cam Johnson was moving back. He looked like a kangaroo going backwards, but I mean, it was pretty impressive to see the way he was moving around. But and not to get hurt, but
we'll revisit the Birds next. Well, not really, because we've got Hall of Famer Bill Barber at Dagwoods.
Yes, we do.
So we'll be talking plenty of hockey, of hockey, and maybe we can get Bill to give us a prediction on the Birds while he's in town.
There you go.
On the Birds or the Flyers?
Well, Bill Barber.
Birds.
But before we go, I got to throw this one out to Lauren and get her reaction to this one.
Oh boy.
You saw the picture I sent to you with the quotes. What about Ben Simmons calling out Kevin Durant today?
So I didn't see that until you sent it to me, John. So what's the context there? Was this during a practice and then they quoted him?
No, he Kevin Durant kind of drew the line in the sand, saying that it was the head coach and the general manager or him who the team was going to back, and so Kevin Durant wanted the way out. The owner said that we're backing the head coach and general manager, so it's kind of leaving Kevin Durant out to dry there to see if he's going to call the bluff or not, and then of course Ben Simmons tells Kevin Durant that he's got to put his big boy pants on to help come back and help the team win the championship.
So Ben Simmons is telling Kevin Durant that he has to put his big boy's pants on.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
How ironic is that?
Well, and I think I would have had the same exact reaction was I at the Basketball Hall of Fame and there were two people with Simmons jerseys on that I ran into. My face would have looked the exact same.
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy to see that today. I was like, ooh.
All right. Well, if you've never been to Canton and the Football Hall of Fame, put it on your bucket list because it's a great event. It's a great.
Are you going back next year?
I probably won't go back. Lauren and I had this conversation. Depends on who's going in. The 3 times that I went to Toronto for the Hockey Hall of Fame, it was Lindros. It was
Recchi.
No, I wasn't there for Recchi. It was Lindros, Pronger, and my God, Forsberg. But again, real quick, shout out our good friends Emily and Henry. Wedding this Saturday. This young couple's been looking to get married, I think, since they were 3 years old. They're pretty excited about it. So I will be in attendance. I think John will be in attendance.
Yep.
Lauren and Anthony. Is Anthony going, or is he?
No,
He's going. We're going to put a suit and tie on him and wake him up.
Yeah. I think he wears more suits and ties than you do, Dad.
Oh, no doubt.
Definitely more than me.
Yeah, he didn't know. I've seen him in plenty of them impressive business magazines. So,
you might even see my suit shorts on.
Wow.
Suit shorts.
Well, there you go.
Suit short.
So
I say that 3 times fast. I was surprised I actually got it out with all the caffeine I got going here. So,
Mark, it was great seeing you the other night at Chickies and Pete's. Their food still sucks, but other than that, the beers were cold.
My food was good.
Yeah,
my food was good.
Yeah.
You ordered the wrong thing.
I obviously, yeah.
And you ordered 2 things, so
Yep, they're cheesesteaks. Yep. But on that note, come on out and spend a couple hours with us at Dagwoods, and we'll have a lot more fun next week.
Yeah.
This Fan's View brought to you by City Distilling. Their vodka is very, very good if you haven't had any. Lauren, Anthony, John, Bill, closing comments?
You guys are first.
I do not have any closing comments. I'm all good here.
Nothing. I'm not very helpful right now.
Well, I just want to make an apology. Apparently, I've gotten text messages about. They say that I roll my eyes when John speaks. I don't know about that, but so if I do that, I'm sorry.
You do, but that's okay. A lot of people do. It's all good.
We
I'm
still
used to it.
roll our eyes at him. That's why, unfortunately, he's the guy that has all the login information. So we got to keep him going. So,
Right.
And that's why I sit so far away from the camera. You can't see me roll my eyes. So it all works.
it's all good.
But yeah, like you were saying, Carl, congratulations to Emily and Henry, for Saturday. Good luck with everything. Henry, make sure you breathe. I know it sounds stupid when you're up there on the altar, but you need to breathe so you don't pass out. Somebody told me that, and it was a pretty smart move. So make sure you breathe. And,
People
congratulations.
passing out? Are people passing out?
Because us guys, we don't want to screw things up. Oh, and the other thing, Henry, what not to do, don't step on the dress. Whatever you do, don't step on the dress. I tried that already. I did it. Didn't work out so well. So, I got yelled at before I got off the altar. But yeah, make sure you breathe. You don't step on the dress. Everything will go good. You say, I do. Yes, dear. Everything's fine. And you'll be 26 years like us, and we'll be married. And that's why I don't have any hair either. So, but congratulations. And I know you're not nervous. I get it. You keep saying it. I know. But congratulations. And,
How many years you got, Carl?
4-0.
Wow, that's a lot.
4-0.
That's a big number.
That is a big number.
Lauren, how many years you got?
Not even a year.
That's a good number.
that's why they're both smiling still.
Hey, you can't get the 2 until you get 1. So
There you go.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, guys, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. And you guys always, Bill, thank you. We can't make it 4 in a row because you're going to hopefully be with us in person next week. So
I will.
awesome. Everybody take care, be safe, have a great Thursday, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.